All right, good to have you in the studio, sir.
Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself briefly?
Okay, my name is Rendolf Apaah. I'm a Christian and I study the Word of God. I'm a student of the Word of God, I would say.
Wow, good to know that. What is the Bible, if we may ask?
Okay. So when you have a Bible in your hand, what you have in your hand are writings that go as far back as 1200 BC. I mean, the oldest writing in the Bible is expected to have been written around that time. And the recent part of the Bible even goes as far as 90 AD. So it's an ancient text you are holding right in your hand. And apart from the fact that it's an ancient text, you have a collection of books that span across a period of about 3,000 years. And you are looking at about approximately 40 writers and contributors. You are looking at a book that was written across 3 centuries, if you like. So there are scripts that were written from present-day Europe, the Middle East and Asia, and then Africa. Africa played a very important role in the script we have as the Bible. And it's so unique. There are no other writings that really places emphasis on Africa. So if you're an African, then the Bible is your go-to manual. There's so much about the Bible and Africa, and I'm sure maybe we'll come to that in later discussions. But the amazing thing about the Bible is how coherent the material is. It's how the material over the years have proven to be infallible. It's how you see an intricate relationship between a supreme being, a God, and his creation. Amazing story, amazing write-up, amazing detail. And beyond that, in this age of science and artificial intelligence and technology, when you hold the Bible in your hand, you are looking at answers to questions that today science can still not answer. I'll give you a typical example. The creation story. The creation story. We are looking at a narrative that up until today, scientists are struggling to answer the question, how did this whole world come about? You know, how do we have all of these things? How do we have the sea? How do we have the land space, the air, the birds that fly, in everything? And as much as science and the world tries to say, well, maybe there was a big bang that just blasted and things began to evolve and all of that, you pick the Bible and you see a very beautiful narrative. Pick the Bible and you see a clear introduction of a God that is not questioned, that is not challenged. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Amazing detail. You begin to see the focus on the earth and you begin to understand. You know, when Moses was helping produce this text around the time that he did, so we are looking at somewhere around 1200 before the birth of Christ. And this is not a time where you had globes and atlases and compasses, really. But Moses begins to speak and tells us that in the beginning of creation, when the Lord zoomed in on the earth, the waters covered the face of the earth. Today, with our atlases and our compass, we understand that the sea space covers more than 70% of the earth. And so when Moses says that in the beginning, the earth was without form and void, and he calls it that darkness covered the face of the waters, the deep, till